Year in the Rose City with 5 traffic deaths in just the last 3 days. Plus, impacting our most vulnerable, while health officials say an illness spreading in Old Town appears to be hitting homeless people hard. And a drug bust that was anything but ordinary, the months-long investigation that ended with the arrests of a mother and son.
We have 4 different families who lost loved ones in the last 48 hours, and that's heartbreaking.
Good evening, everyone. First at 11, that number continues to grow with now 5 traffic-related deaths in just the last 3 days in the Rose City. The very latest, a pedestrian who was hit and killed this evening on Southeast 122nd Avenue near Southeast Market, and authorities say in that case the driver took off. Thanks for joining us. I'm David Mulco. That deadly hit and run comes after a day after another fatal crash also on Southeast 122nd, one of 3 deadly crashes in Portland on Christmas Day. Those include a single vehicle accident on Southwest Barber and a hit and run on Southeast Stark. Now, we mentioned a total of 5. The 5th was a single vehicle crash on Christmas Eve in North Portland. The 18-year-old woman who police say was driving is now facing charges that include manslaughter and DUII after her 18-year-old passenger was killed. Authorities say the driver was both impaired and speeding when she ran off the road. Together, these 5 deaths make 2023 the worst year for traffic fatalities in the city in 3 decades. The hit and run tonight, the city's 66th death, a toll that is nearly double the 35 traffic-related deaths the city saw in 2018. Meanwhile, some other tough news. We have an update tonight on a deadly crash that killed a family of 4 from Troutdale on their way to Central Oregon. Deschutes County jail records indicate the driver, who police allege crossed the center line on Highway 97 back in October and hit the family's SUV head-on, has now been charged with 4 counts of manslaughter. Jesse Ross of Corvallis also faces reckless driving, reckless endangering, and DUII. The crash killed 4 members of the Rutledge family, including Ryan, age 17, and Kate, age 15. Neighbors told us the family had been heading to see the annular eclipse. Developing this evening, a Portland mother and son now face a series of drug charges, with authorities accusing the duo of dealing meth, cocaine, and fentanyl. Alma McCarty is in the newsroom. And Alma, this appears to be a massive investigation that stretched on for months. What do we know? Well,
David, we're talking a lot of guns, lots of drugs, stolen vehicles, and more than $10,000 in cash. That's what Portland police say that they seized after serving a couple of warrants and arresting a total of 8 people.
The investigation into a mother and son first began months ago when people in this neighborhood in Northeast started talking to police.
The neighbors were complaining about how there's a lot of traffic coming and going from this house, and it was coming and going at all hours of the night.
And Portland police officer William Shelton says investigators made their first arrests in June. 53-year-old Tracy Harbison, along with 3 others. According to court documents, she'd been allegedly dealing drugs out of the home for years.
We found 19 guns, methamphetamine, fentanyl, cocaine, heroin, a lot of ammunition, body armor, a stolen vehicle, over $10,000 in cash.
That was nearly 7 months ago. Cut to this month. On December 20th, officers served a second batch of related search warrants at an apartment off Northeast 66th Avenue, at nearby storage units, and near Reed College at a tiny home. And after seizing nearly 600 grams of meth, they arrested Tracy Harbison's 26-year-old son, Chase.
That's actually the first time that I've run across that, is that a mother and son are working together to distribute drugs in the neighborhood.
And earlier that day, they'd also rearrested Mom. She was out while awaiting trial, authorities say, when they caught up with her riding in a Jeep Wrangler without plates. Portland police say mother and son are behind bars in the Multnomah County Detention Center, and federal charges are pending.
Now tonight, the investigation appears to be ongoing, with authorities working to trace back the drug supply. Portland police, the FBI, and Multnomah County Sheriff's Office all involved in getting the guns, drugs, and now some 8 people off the streets. David?
What a saga. Alma McCarty in the newsroom. Thanks so much, Alma. Let's get you caught up on tonight's other headlines now. Detectives in Washington County are looking for the person who broke into the Rice Northwest Museum of Rocks and Minerals. It's just off Highway 26 in Hillsborough. Deputies say they responded to an alarm just before 2:30 in the morning on Christmas Day. It looks like the thief, they say, stole several gold items, though investigators aren't saying how much everything was worth. In Cannon Beach, police are asking for help finding 3 burglary suspects. The trio are accused of committing 3 burglaries early this morning and also stealing a green Subaru Forester similar to this one here. The stolen car has stickers in the back window that read, "I support my local police" and "I love Cannon Beach." The photos, yeah, they're a bit grainy, but if you see any of the suspects, the Forester or what police say is their vehicle, the thieves' vehicle, a white Ford Fusion, you're asked to call Cannon Beach Police. And the Portland Water Bureau is keeping an eye on a microscopic parasite once again detected in the Bull Run watershed. That is the source of most of Portland's water. Cryptosporidium was found in several samples of water collected there earlier this month. It has been detected on and off since 2017. Officials say the public does not need to take additional precautions. Developing this evening, an illness caused by bacteria is making its way through Portland's Old Town neighborhood. County health officials say it spreads quite easily, and as Blair Best reports, it appears homeless people are among those most at risk.
For people living on the streets of Old Town, staying clean is a full-time job.
It is pretty overwhelming. You gotta juggle all that, you know.
We just hope to God that we either have wipes.
And now more than ever. Late last week, the Multnomah County Health Department issued this public health warning after increased cases of an illness called Shigella were found in Old Town, including among those living outside and in shelters.
I got it. It was awful.
It spreads through fecal matter. Symptoms include fever and vomiting and can last 3 to 10 days.
I spent Christmas at Providence Hospital. This is not a game, right?
Michael found out he had Shigella after checking himself into a detox facility.
Then when I went to Fora Health, I couldn't hold any food down. It's gross, but soiled my clothes. It's disgusting, right? To the point where they weren't medically equipped for it.
They sent him to the hospital.
And I spent December 20th through Christmas on an IV antibiotic, right? 8 hours at a time. I couldn't even leave my room because it's that contagious, right?
County health officials say Shigella spreads very easily. Even a small amount is enough to make someone sick. So if you live or work in Old Town, wash your hands often and remove shoes before going inside your home or tent.
Or even just sharing a cigarette with someone that you don't know, right? Yeah. Sharing a vaporizer pen, if it has fecal matter on it and you ingest that, you get that infection, right?
And Michael's not alone. We found others sick with similar symptoms.
Side effects, fever, fatigue, vomit.
I was just puking and just going to the bathroom.
It is tough for folks outside when there's not access to clean bathrooms.
Now, one way homeless people try and stay clean out here is by going to the Behavioral Health Resource Center. Here off the corner of Northwest 5th and Gleason is a white van where they hand out tickets for people to use the hygiene services there.
Go over there so you can have a healthy place to kick it for a second.
It's a service many are now coming to rely on.
Take a shower and try to get new socks, keep myself cleansed as possible.
Now, if you think you have Shigella, you're going to want to get tested, and you can do that by going to a local clinic. In Northwest Portland, Blair Best, KGW News.
Yeah, a tough week for a lot of folks in our community. Well, the new year is less than a week away, which means several new laws are set to take effect. In Oregon, that's going to mean paying more at the DMV. Say hello to higher fees for a new driver's license, a renewed driver's license, to take driving tests, to get new license plates, or get replacement ID cards. It's a long list. State lawmakers passed a bill this year allowing the increases to help the DMV avoid reducing services. You can check out a full breakdown on KGW.com along with details on some of the other new laws. You, of course, are watching KGW News, and straight ahead at 11 on this Tuesday, how a dog in need of serious medical help showed up on just the right doorstep on Christmas Day. And later, like it or not, you're going to have to take down that Christmas tree eventually, how you can give it a new life after the new year.
And it's a warm night out there, too. 48 degrees. East winds have picked up. They're getting stronger right now. Rain, yes, we've had a little bit. There's a little more on the way there. And no big storms, but those strong east winds will let you know when they'll back off.